Okay, good morning, everyone. I acknowledge and recognize that we are on Treaty 1 territory. This land is the traditional territory of the Anishinaabe, Cree, Oji-Cree, Dakota, and Dene peoples, and the national homeland of the Red River Nation. Red River Métis. J'aimerais reconnaître que le territoire sur lequel nous nous trouvons est visé par le traité numéro 1. Il s'agit du territoire ancestral des Anishinaabe, des Cree, des Oji-Cree, des Dakota et des Dene, et du territoire national des Métis de la Rivière Rouge. Thank you all for coming today. Merci d'être venu aujourd'hui. I'm Corporal Julie Kirshane with the Manitoba RCMP. Je suis Corporal Julie Kirshane avec the GLC du Manitoba. We have two speakers today. The RCMP will also provide the remarks in French. Nous avons deux intervenants aujourd'hui. La GLC fournira également des remarques en français. After everyone has finished speaking, there'll be an opportunity to ask questions at that time. Une fois que chacun aura terminé son intervention, vous aurez la possibilité de poser des questions. I would like to invite Director Rossel Lapointe of the Canada Border Services Agency to the podium. Je voudrais inviter le directeur Rossel Lapointe de l'Agence des services frontaliers du Canada à prendre la parole.
Good morning, members of the media and guests. I am pleased to be here today to speak about the role of the Canada Border Services Agency in the significant suspected cocaine seizure that took place at the Emerson Port of Entry earlier this month. In the early morning hours of Friday, July 14th, CBSA officers at the Emerson Port of Entry conducted an examination of a commercial truck. Upon physical examination of the truck and trailer, CBSA officers, along with the assistance of a detector dog team, located bricks of suspected cocaine concealed within a modified compartment in the trailer. The total amount of drugs seized was approximately 63 kilograms, holding an estimated street value of $6 million. This is the agency's largest land border narcotic seizure in Manitoba in the last 5 years. The CBSA risk-assessed commercial loads coming in through Canada's land borders in order to identify any suspect shipments. The vast majority of these shipments are processed and authorized by the CBSA to enter Canada without delay. Based on indicators, shipments may be selected by the CBSA for further examination, using detection technology to facilitate the examination process, and in this case, the additional support of a detector dog team. Keeping contraband goods, such as narcotics, out of our communities is a key priority for the CBSA. We stay current on global trends and patterns, and our officers are highly trained in examination and investigative techniques to analyze risk and intercept prohibited goods from entering the country. The CBSA is proud to work closely with our domestic international law enforcement partners to detect and prevent illegal drug smuggling. We value the strong working relationship that we share with the RCMP here in Manitoba. And lastly, I would like to acknowledge the CBSA officers involved in a significant seizure for the excellent work in this case, and for their ongoing commitment to keeping our borders secure and our communities safe. Their efforts are well recognized. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Merci. I'd like to invite Inspector Joe Tellis, Division Intelligence Officer with RCMP Federal Policing, to the podium. Je voudrais inviter l'inspecteur Joe Tellis, officier de renseignement de division avec la police fédérale de la GRC, à prendre la parole.
Good morning, Director Lapointe. Thank you for being here today. On July 14, 2023, we received a call from Canada Border Services Agency to assist with an investigation. CBSA had seized 63 kilograms of suspected cocaine at the Emerson border crossing. The Manitoba RCMP Federal Serious and Organized Crime Unit attended to the Emerson port of entry. Officers took custody of the accused, Verinder Koshik, 30, from Winnipeg and remanded him. He has since been released. The drugs are in RCMP custody and will be tested by Health Canada to determine whether the initial drug tests were accurate and it is in fact cocaine that was seized. 63 kilos is a significantly large seizure. For context, cocaine is commonly sold by the gram at the street level. We seized 63 kilos of cocaine, which could equate to 60,000 street-level drug transactions that are not happening in Canadian communities because of this seizure. That is 60,000 times a drug dealer is not going to be active near our homes, in our communities, making us all safer. That is $6 million that is not going into the pockets of criminals. This seizure will be a large disruption to drug networks in Canada. It is not going to come as a surprise that organized crime is a driving force behind the drug trade in the country. When we disrupt drug networks, we are disrupting lucrative organized crime activities. Time and again, we have seen how illicit drugs destroy lives, homes, and communities. The RCMP is committed to an integrated approach to disrupting the supply of illicit drugs coming into this country, just as we did here with CBSA. The RCMP and its partners remain fully committed to enforcing laws against illicit drugs to their fullest extent. In this investigation, we not only got the drugs off the street, we were able to lay charges. Koshik is charged with importation of a controlled substance and possession of a controlled substance for the purpose of trafficking. Significant charges he will have to face in court. This truly was a team effort. We thank CBSA for their timely actions that help us get these drugs out of the hands of traffickers and lay charges against those trafficking it into the country. I wish I could say our work stopped here, but there are more drugs finding their way across our borders and into our communities. If you see something suspicious or know of anyone involved in the illicit drug trade, we ask you get in touch with your police agency of jurisdiction. Let's all work together to keep Manitobans and Canadians safe. Thank you. Bonjour. Monsieur Lapointe, je vous remercie d'être ici aujourd'hui. Le 14 juillet 2023, nous avons reçu un appel de l'Agence des services frontaliers du Canada qui nous a demandé de l'aider à mener une enquête. La SFC avait saisi 63 kg de cocaïne présumée au poste frontalier d'Emerson. Le groupe fédéral des crimes graves et du crime organisé de la GRC au Manitoba s'est rendu au point d'entrée d'Emerson. Les agents ont pris en charge l'accusé, Verinder Koshik, et l'ont placé en détention. L'homme de 30 ans de Winnipeg a depuis été remis en liberté. La GRC a pris en charge la drogue. Santé Canada effectuera des analyses afin de déterminer si les résultats initiaux sont exacts et s'il s'agit bien de cocaïne. Une saisie de 63 kg est une saisie considérable. En guise de contexte, la cocaïne se vend souvent au gramme dans la rue. Nous avons saisi 63 kg de cocaïne, ce qui signifie que 60 000 transactions au niveau de la rue ne seront pas effectuées dans les collectivités du Canada grâce à cette saisie. Cela représente 60 000 transactions de drogue qui n'auront pas lieu près de nos foyers et dans nos collectivités, ce qui accroît la sécurité de tous. Cela représente donc 6 millions de dollars que des criminels n'empocheront pas. Cette saisie perturbera grandement les réseaux de trafic de drogue au Canada. Vous ne serez pas surpris d'apprendre que le crime organisé est le moteur du commerce de la drogue au pays. Lorsque nous perturbons les réseaux de trafic de drogue, nous perturbons les activités lucratives du crime organisé. Nous avons vu en maintes reprises comment les drogues illicites détruisent des vies, des foyers et des communautés. La GRC est déterminée à adopter une approche intégrée pour perturber l'entrée de drogue illicite au pays, comme nous venons de le faire en collaboration avec l'ASFC. La GRC et ses partenaires demeurent fermement déterminés à appliquer les lois liées à la lutte contre les drogues illicites dans toute la mesure permise. Dans le cadre de l'enquête, nous n'avons pas seulement retiré les drogues de la rue, nous avons été en mesure de porter des accusations. Varinder Kaushik est accusé d'importation d'une substance désignée et de possession de substances désignées en vue d'en faire le trafic. Il s'agit d'accusations importantes qui feront l'objet de poursuites en cours. Ce fut un véritable travail d'équipe. Nous remercions la SFC d'avoir pris des mesures opportunes qui nous ont permis de priver les trafiquants de ces drogues et de porter les accusations contre ceux qui les introduisent illégalement au pays. J'aimerais pouvoir dire que notre travail est terminé, mais beaucoup de drogues continuent d'entrer au pays et d'atteindre nos collectivités. Si vous apercevez quelque chose de suspect ou si vous connaissez quelqu'un qui est impliqué dans le commerce de drogue illicite, veuillez communiquer avec nos services de police compétents, avec votre service de police compétent. En terminant, je voudrais vous dire que nous devons travailler ensemble pour assurer la sécurité des Manitobains et des Canadiens. Merci beaucoup.
Thank you, sir. Merci. So we'll now take some questions. Nous allons maintenant accepter des questions.
Sorry, could we just get the spellings of your names?
Yeah, Rossel, R-O-S-S-E-L, Lapointe, L-A-P-O-I-N-T-E.
And
Last name? T-E-L-U-S.
and you're an inspector?
Yes.
You're a director?
Director.
So, how, the CBSA, I mean, how do you determine which truck to search more closely, so to speak? In general terms.
Yeah. All people, goods, and conveyances entering Canada must report to CBSA and may be subject to a more in-depth examination. Border Service officers use a risk management approach when determining if people, goods, conveyances entering Canada require a more in-depth examination.
So, the accused, where was he coming from? Where was he destined? At least on paper, where was he supposed to be going?
The investigation is still ongoing, so CBSA cannot make comment on that.
Considering that, I mean, do you think he has links to organized crime, drug networks? I mean, what can you say about how he played into a larger scheme here?
Yeah, again, the investigation is ongoing. There's a lot of factors in play that CBSA and RCMP will work together to determine all those examples and all the factors into it.
I mean, how common is it for CBSA to catch, the attempted illicit importation of
How
drugs?
common?
Yeah, at Emerson specifically.
Common, very common. This is the largest one we've had in the last 5 years, but we do have significant seizures often.
Why is that concerning to CBSA, that there are people trying to smuggle drugs into the country?
Again, it's concerning because we want to keep our communities safe. We want to keep we want to keep Canada safe, and for all those factors, we believe, along with the assistance of the RCMP, we did something very good here today on that day for Canada as a whole.
So a commercial truck, like a semi-rig kind of thing?
Yes, truck and trailer.
Was the accused licensed properly? I'm assuming?
I don't have that information.
First, a few questions in English, and I have a few in French. But can you just give us an idea of, how complicated it is to hide that amount of drugs in a truck? Like that's worth, what you said, $6 million. It sounds like a pretty intricate operation. What did you find when you opened up that tractor trailer?
Again, this seizure alone is based on hard work, determination, will, and the officers who worked that day and that evening, the full following day, definitely worked as hard as they could and used all their resources, detection technology. We had the support of our detector dog team to help and find the goods. Took a big effort, and officers definitely took the opportunity to do their best to find the contraband.
This might be more of an RCMP question. You said this would disrupt the drug trade in Canada. Can you give us more of an idea of how significant this is to the cocaine trade in Canada?
As I mentioned, this is over 60,000 transactions that will not take place because of this seizure. So that's really significant.
When you have an amount of drugs like this coming in, is it coming just to Winnipeg, or is this stuff that would end up anywhere in the country?
In this particular situation here, I cannot really say where that was destined for, but it's not unusual for drugs to be couriered all across the country.
Est-ce qu'on pourrait faire quelques questions en français?
Oui, allez-y.
Est-ce que la GRC pense que cette saisie s'inscrit dans un réseau de trafic de drogue, que c'est plus que le travail d'un individu seul?
À ce moment-ci, on ne peut pas vraiment dire, mais à cause pas du montant, mais de la quantité, alors oui, on croit vraiment que c'est relié à un crime organisé.
Et vous avez dit que c'est une saisie qui est significative pour toute l'industrie de trafic de drogue au Canada. Donnez-nous un peu une idée de l'ampleur de cette saisie par rapport au trafic à travers le pays.
Alors, comme mentionné, cette saisie va arrêter 60 000 transactions. Alors, c'est 60 000 transactions de drogue. Alors, c'est vraiment comment pourrais-je dire ça? C'est beaucoup de personnes qui n'auront pas accès à cette drogue. Et puis, on sait comme tel que la drogue, ça a aussi des répercussions dans les vies des gens. Ça a aussi un effet sur les collectivités.
On parle beaucoup de la crise du fentanyl et des opiacés en ce moment, aussi de la méthamphétamine ici à Winnipeg. Mais comment est-ce que la cocaïne s'inscrit plus largement dans cette crise de la drogue qu'on voit au pays?
Alors, toute drogue est néfaste pour les gens. Alors, on continue à faire nos enquêtes, et que ce soit l'amphétamine ou que ce soit la cocaïne, nous avons un travail à faire pour assurer que nos communautés soient saines et sauves.
Merci.
And for Director Lapointe, in terms of these modified trailers, I know that Emerson's a big trade corridor. Are there certain identifiers that agents are looking for to try and be able to see which trailers need to be searched?
There definitely are, based off primary questioning and in-depth interviews with the drivers coming through. We definitely take a good hard look at all the trailers coming through, and through training and expansive research. There aren't one particular type of trailer we look for, but we do definitely do our homework and ensure that we know which areas to look at and how to clear any areas that may be suspect to hold any contraband.
In of actually detecting it or finding it within the trailer? I mean, did you have to partially dismantle the trailer? I mean, what can you tell us about how it was hit?
Well, we had to offload the commercial product that was covering the concealed compartment, and then using, again, tools, detection technology, we were able to manually open the compartment ourselves.
What was the commercial load?
It was corn.
Okay. That's all the questions?